Where do I start with shaving it off? So you got to do something a bit funny first, don't you? What about like a pinstripe? I don't know if I have enough. Let's try, eh? That should move the sink. Well, started. Alright, not sure if this looks as good at home as it does in the office. First time actually filming at home, but we'll give it a crack. I just hope I'm in focus. Anyway, welcome along to episode 2 of what I can't really call the half marathon prep series anymore, I guess. I'm now doing the 10-kilometer race, but I'll explain a bit more about that when I give you a bit of a running update. First thing I want to chat about though is obviously my mow is gone. Well, it's actually maybe starting to come back now. And I've got a well proper British lad haircut, but it's not as relevant as the mow being gone. So I'm doing Movember again this year, and I shaved the mow off about 10 days ago now. I'm doing this retrospectively. We were lucky enough to go to Copenhagen last week for work. So I wanted to film last week, but here we are. So I've got about 10 days growth on this bad boy now, but I'll show you what it was like shaving it off. And before I do that, I had it since last November. So I grew it for Movember last year, and then kept it and decided to shave it off. So I'll show you what that was like. All right, here we go. So I did Movember last year. I'd never grown a moustache before. I didn't actually know if I could grow one, to be honest. And then I grew it. It looked pretty dirty and pretty dusty for probably at least a month. And then I actually kind of like it. It grew on me. Yeah. And obviously here it is, still a year on, and it's the 2nd of November. And I knew I wanted to do Movember, but I didn't know if I wanted to shave off the mow. But here we are. I think we're going to do it. Got the old buzz cutter here, and then we'll obviously razor it as well, so it's a full clean shave. And then we're going to grow it back. It's probably going to take the whole month to grow it back, but that's right. And then as well as this, I'm also going to do a podcast this weekend on men's health, particularly testicular cancer. And then in a couple of weeks, I'm obviously going to do my Movember run as well. So I'll put the link in the description if you want to donate. Got a target of 750 NZ this year. Last year was 500, managed to raise 660 I think it was, so I thought I'd bump up the target a bit this year. And obviously, like, if you're free and able to donate, it's hugely appreciated. It goes towards a good cause. But without further ado, I guess we're going to shave off this bad boy. Where do I start with shaving it off? So you got to do something a bit funny first, don't you? What about like a pinstripe? I don't know if I have enough. Let's try, eh? How's it? Can you see that? Damn boy. That looks pretty good. Let's go a bit closer to the old lip. Let's make it a bit shorter at the sides now, eh? It's quite kind of dark in here, so it's actually hard to see. I guess it's all coming off, so it doesn't mean I can't do a bad job of it, I guess. Okay, and so you can't say that I cheated. I'm gonna razor it as well. Yeah, boy, you're looking like a little kid again. I think I'm going to get ID'd again next time I go for a beer. Well, that's done. Done and dusted. Like I said, if you're able to, any donations would be much appreciated, and stay tuned for the podcast as well. And actually, what do you reckon? Do you think I look better with the mow or without the mow? Honest answers only. Damn. So, in terms of the running, like I said at the start, I'm no longer doing the half marathon. I've decided to be smart and I don't know how better to describe it. Bro science and stuff doesn't really apply to running, I guess. What I'm trying to say is that I've taken the smart route instead of like being the meathead and just pushing through anyway, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm doing the 10K. I've just been plagued with way too many calf injuries throughout this prep to even fathom running over 20Ks right now. The furthest I've run in one go still is like 6Ks, but that was last week and it felt good. So I reckon I can do the 10. In terms of where I'm at with the calf pain, I've had probably two big sort of revelations, or at least product purchases, that I think have helped me a lot. Obviously, I've been doing the stretching, the mobility, like the nutrition, making sure my sleep is on point, but through work, I'm lucky enough to get discounts on some things, and one is the G-Shock. I don't know if you can really see that well, but yeah, I got the G-Shock Instinct 2, and that's been helping me a lot with obviously my pacing and my heart rate. Okay, so that's 5Ks. I didn't realize that it was in miles, measuring me in miles instead of Ks, so I just went for 3.1 miles, but essentially my heart rate was so much higher than I thought, so I wanted to keep it below 154, and when I looked down it was consistently 160, 170, so I had to slow myself down. But very handy having something that can accurately measure my heart rate and my pace and stuff. It helped a lot. Nice. Oh wow, look at that, just beautiful. So one thing I assume, no real data to back it up, but one thing I reckon that was contributing to my calf pain was going too fast and just overcooking it. So now with the watch, I've been aiming for zone 2 in every run. Zone 2 is 180 minus your age, so I'm 26, so I'm aiming for early 150s. Like, don't really want to be pushing too far beyond that 154 kind of threshold, and I think that's been helping a lot. At least my calf pain has dramatically reduced. I did a park run and I did 5Ks there, and that felt reasonably good. But then the second thing that I have bought, which I actually want to do more of a separate video on, I think next, but I'll mention it now anyway, is a new pair of shoes. So I get 50% off a pair of shoes at a shop here in Manchester called Runners Need. And so I went in, got like the gait analysis and everything done, and bought a new pair of shoes. And I've done maybe 4 or 5 runs in them now. And that plus the watch, I don't know, my running just feels 10 times better. So it's kind of dumb that I didn't have them at the start of the prep, but oh well, here we are. I wouldn't have got to this point if I didn't persevere, if that makes sense, you know. I didn't give up during that prep, even though almost every run I was just like taken out for days because of how sore my calves were. And I reckon it was to do with them being, probably should have mentioned this, they have a carbon plate in them, my first pair of shoes, and I reckon that contributed to the calf pain. But I don't want to say too much on that because in the next video I want to do more of a detailed personal account of it maybe. So whether or not my opinion matters, I don't know, but it'll at least be my experience of what I've learned so far. So yeah, the race is this weekend. I'm aiming to get this video up hopefully this week if it's all good. And I want to do another video next on the shoes, the difference in shoes and some of my key learnings throughout this running prep so far. And then obviously a race day one too. But yeah, I appreciate your support and I appreciate you tuning into this episode. Like I said when I was shaving off my dusty mow, if you can contribute anything towards my Movember page, it all goes a long way in helping a good cause towards men's health. And depending on when you are watching this, my Movember podcast episode may or may not be up. Should be publishing it in the next few days. So if that's up now, I'd recommend checking it out, Lifting in Life podcast. It's a conversation with my mate and actually my old team leader from Wellington about his journey with testicular cancer. So yeah, the main message that we were trying to get across there is that if you don't think something is right, go get a checkup. It's just because it's a testicular episode doesn't mean it only applies to us with testicles. It's a general thing for everyone, a general message for everyone that if you don't think something is right, go and get a checkup. So yeah, anyway, I appreciate your support, appreciate you tuning in to this one, and I'll hopefully see you in the next one.